Open Kutch on the day is December 23rd, 2025, and the Detroit Pistons just beat the Sacramento Kings 136 to 127, moved to 24-6 in the NBA season. The Pistons fended off a potential fourth quarter comeback that saw the Kings cut a 21 Detroit lead to only 7. Luckily, the Pistons gave themselves some leeway early on, scoring 75 first half points, the most in any half this season, and they had 115 through three quarters, which the broadcast said was the most points through three quarters since the 1980s for the Pistons. There was a lot to love tonight for the Pistons. Cade Cunningham, dog he always is, 23 points, 14 assists, 7 rebounds, and 5 steals. I mean, he's the blocks away from having a 5-by-5. And I know that's the one thing guards never get, but that's an amazing night for him on both ends. We did have some struggle with ball handling and just turnover issues second half, but first half he was lights out. Jalen Duren, 23 points, 13 rebounds. 14 of his points came in the third quarter. He did it last game against the Blazers. Yeah, last night. Some of him in third quarter is really the only guy that cooking because third quarter seemingly struggled in the end, but he cooks. He had 14 points back to back nights from the third quarter and 20 plus points back to back nights. I mean, Jalen Duren is an all star, and he just continues to show that in and out. This was easily one of Tobias Harris's best game as a recent and maybe of the whole season. 24 points, three threes, and the three parts is huge. The last 4 games, he has been abysmal from three. He's been 0 for 11. That's absolutely terrible. And he has not had a good 3-point shot this season. He has very much struggled. But today he was able to put it together. And the first half, at least, he was our best player. No question about it. He was the best player. He was making like everything. The first 3 shots he made were dunks. I don't know the last time I saw Tobias Harris have 2 dunks in a game, let alone 3, and it was 3 in a row. Like 3 shots from him in a row were dunks. I mean, he just saw him. He may be young, but he still got a little bit in him. And Tobias Harris has been, I would say, disappointing this season. Um, he's definitely taken a step back, really showing that age. Last year, I'd say he was almost better than anyone really expected, but this year he's definitely taken a step off. They did have a little injury problem to start the season, but if he can at least resemble a little bit of what he had tonight, he'll be amazing for the Pistons going forward. But he is a trade candidate in some rumors. But hopefully, right now, while we have him, as if he can even do like 70% of this, it'll be amazing for going forward. Sar Thompson, 19.6 rebounds, 5 points, 5 rebounds. Good guy. Isaiah Stewart, 16 points. He's showing a little bit more of a scoring end. But he's good. Stewart's a top tier backup center in the league and is a very good power forward when he needs to be. There was some things I very much disliked tonight. It was another night that the Pistons struggled for offensively mainly, and that just led to bad defense mostly. But my outscored 30-21. At one point, the Kings were outscoring them by 11, maybe even 12. In the fourth quarter, and they gotta close out better. They can't let teams cut 20-point leads to single digits in the span of the quarter. It just shouldn't happen. The Pistons need to be better than that. They can't take their foot off the pedal. They can't put in a bad rotation because they have the leeway to do so. It was just if it almost looked like it could have had the opportunity to become like last night against the Blazers, but the Blazers actually did fully make a comeback and then just weren't able to finish it out, and the Pistons ultimately got the win. And the turnovers, the Pistons were very good at controlling the ball and making good decisions in the first half. They had 4 total turnovers. That's amazing. Second half, though, they had 11. 11's terrible. It was like night and day from turnover. That you have a very good half and an absolutely terrible half. Like 6, 6 is about a good 6 is a good number. 6 is like that perfect average number for a half. But 11 is actually terrible. I mean, Cade had 9 today. Cade almost had a triple double of points, assists, and turnovers. He got rebounds. He almost had a quadruple double. But whatever. He's got to be better. Got to be better knowing the circumstances, just knowing the game. Can't get sloppy with your handling the passes. And there was a couple Cade passes that were just behind the guy, not ahead of the offensive player, and it was just bad. Just got to be better than that. Can't do that, especially against a better team. Kings are mid. They're like the middest team of all time. Um, like I don't. There's no way else to put them. They're just mid. They're not terrible. They're not good, but they're mid. They're like the Bulls the past few, not counted this season, but the last few years before the Zach LaVine and DeMar Rosen stuff left. They're mid. Um, and they've kind of started the Bulls. But there's got to be better than that. Close out better. And it's the second game of the road trip. 2-0 during the road trip, but two of the easier opponents. Next game will also be an easier opponent. It's Friday night after Christmas. Against the Utah Jazz at Utah. But Pistons should have won that. Utah Jazz has had good games. They've had bad games. They've looked better this season. It's the first half, and Jazz usually still try the first half, or a little bit try. So they Pistons should win again, but they can't take it easy. The Jazz will bite them if they take it easy. So hopefully the Pistons can win. Thank you.